Hello and welcome everyone. This is going to be SPRT breakdown. Little context here is we pulled back this morning from the open all the way to 7, and then from 7 we triggered up. We had aspirants at 7, 750, 8, and now we're approaching 850. 850 aspirants there, that is above print personality. And if we're just pulling the stock up and we're not already long, we can't just enter this and see if it gets continuation. We have to set up a proper game plan here, and those 850 ask at the level that is the market maker, that is going to be the start of our game plan. That's what we're going to use. So those are controlling prints and those are above print personality. And what we're going to do here is we're going to expect a pullback to 8. We can expect a 50-cent pullback given the fact that this stock trades in 50-cent levels. And as well as if you look at the total range, and it's about $2 on the day, so about one fourth of the range, total range would make sense for the pullback. So essentially we can't chase. We can't take this long. The temptation might be there. We see the volume breaking out. We see the buying. We see higher volume bars, aspirants at each level, but we can't take that long. We know that that's how market makers trap retail, and we don't want to be retail. We understand that they have to build on their position, and by understanding that, we can follow them. I know it would be tempting to take a number one short trade. We know our best number one short trades are stocks that get extended without proper pullbacks from aspirants at multiple levels. And then we have our aspirants, and then we take a short based on them building. In this situation, it wouldn't make as much sense to take a short. I personally would see it as it doesn't have as much range for the short trade. A 50-cent short, in my opinion, is not ideal. And given this situation, this setup, since they already built this morning, as you can see, they pulled back to about 7 already. That was their initial task this morning, was to build, and that's what they accomplished with those that move down. So I'm not expecting as much of a build in this situation. I'm expecting only 50 cents. I'm not expecting $1 or $1 more. I'm expecting 50 cents given the amount of volume that they have. They can build quickly. We have a print line there. And then we can set up in a flag and we can take a trigger up. But just given an understanding of how the stock has already traded in the morning and how they built, and then understanding that this has been their money time and this is their release for their position, this is them making money, I don't expect that pullback to be as large, so anywhere from over 50 cents to be able to take that. In my opinion, it's worth waiting for the long to set up, because if you're in the short, it's difficult to be able to get out of your short and then set up the long, right? Because you'd be managing the short trade and you'd miss the long setup. So it'd be more beneficial to make $1 to the upside rather than a 50-cent pullback. So in this situation, we're just waiting for a flag here to set up and then trigger long. So, and the volume is still great, 1.5 million, averaging that on a volume dip as well. We're dipping here a little bit, but still great volume. And what we're going to be looking for is price action on a trigger, so essentially trigger 2.9, and that'll be our entry. Most likely, if we get a trigger, it's going to be pretty significant, so we have to be anticipate it and be prepared. That's pretty much our trade there, our number 4 trade, which is aspirants at a level, 850. We get our pullback, 8, and then we wait for a trigger long. And now we're just setting up in that position to be able to take a trigger. We're still pulling back here, still in the flag. I would not have taken this short at all. Number 1 short trade, just because it's overextended doesn't mean that it's a proper setup for them to be able to take a short. This is just setting up in a flag. We have the buying above. We have the buying on this whole initial push. It would make sense for them to build for a little bit, 50 cents, and then trigger it from there. So number 4 long trade. My apologies. Essentially, we're just a waiting game at this point. And then we're anticipating volume. Our trigger is going to be up there in the 2 millions as well, if that does come. Obviously, it could pull back another 50 cents, but I think the percentages are not there for that case. I would have taken this as a number one trade if on this push here we didn't get this pullback at all, and then we started pushing to 9, 950, 10, and it's overextended in that manner where it just continues to push. Then I would find that short trade, the number one short trade, just because it had more range. We would be at $3 in range, $3.50 in range, and at that point I can expect about $1 of a pullback for something that gets that extended. And then I'm more comfortable taking that short, just knowing that there's more room and how many levels I have that have not pulled back and built properly from. But in this situation, it was only about 3 levels, 7, 758, 850, maybe 4 levels. But in reality, it was their money time and they already built. It'd be a different situation if this bars were just straight up at the open. I think maybe we would see it at more of a $1 pullback. But then again, if we look at the open, they already built and they already pulled back more than $1. So this situation, this point in time, can emphasize how important it is to really understand what has already transpired within the stock. The market makers already built. Are they really looking to build a lot? Are they really? There's a trigger. Are they really looking to build more in this situation? And obviously not. We got our trigger. We'd be in this already. Price target would be 9. Conservatively, and then we would be anticipating more ask at 9. Probably gonna have to take some off once we ask at 9, just knowing that it could pull back on us as well, and we don't want to give up any of our trade. So this is our number 4 trade. Aspirants at 850, 50-cent pullback, trigger, boom. Blows past our price target. We'd be taking some off here. I'm just understanding that we have ask at 9. Could pull back. Could easily pull back to 850 on us. So we have to scale out here. That's just smart risk to reward. And then we let the rest run. We'd find a spot for our remaining position to get out, and then we let the rest run. We could easily get up to 950, 10, and that would be our trade. This would be our long trade. Yeah, and this is one of those type of stocks where it's a new story. It has not traded this much volume in a very long time, if at all. It's over 100 million in terms of volume right now. So we know that the money that comes in during the day is going to be looking to make money quick and make money now. They're going to either build or it's going to be a money time position. We know that what's coming in today is most likely not going to be swing trades or complex stories of previous buying or not. The buying we see now is right now buying. There's no complex stories to this. There's no prints from other days that we have to take into account. It's a brand new stock. We can see their intentions build right in front of us. And we took over 50-cent trade at this point. We were patient. We waited for our setup. Pulled back, gave us a trigger. We took that trade. And at this point, it's just trade management. So I'm going to be doing more of these trades, these number 4 trades, these number 2 trades, so 2 and 4. There are trades that a little more complex to break down. I wouldn't say complex, but they just take more explanation rather than just a number 1 or number 3, which are pretty simple trades to identify. We see a stock that's not pulled back from many levels, has not shown us building. It's been on a push, overextended, and then we take it short back for them to build. Those are long for them to build, depending on the situation and the prints, ask or bid. So those are fairly simple. I'm going to be breaking down some more of these in-depth reads, and this is going to be one of the starts. So number 4 trade, long trade. I hope you guys took some information out of it, and that's going to be it for me. Thank you all for listening and appreciate it.